Hello and welcome to this new stream and new series of streams. Today I'm here with two of my colleagues, and we'll talk about the Camunda Champion Program, and that's a whole new section. And in the following month and weeks, we'll have further streams where we'll invite some champions to talk about their contributions to the Camunda community and their life as a Camunda champion. And of course, to kick things off, as said, I do have two other people with me. On the right side, there is Luca, the inventor and initiator of the Camunda Champion Program. And on the left side, I hope this is right, should be, there's Tails, our very recent Camunda Champion. So thanks for being here.
Hello, good to be here.
Awesome.
Very good to be here. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Of course. Glad you.
I also love, Tails, that you have your Commander Champion T-shirt on. So It seems
now we can
I spotted it right away.
Of course, this is like
cool. Yeah, maybe to kick things off, because the audience here for sure doesn't know you yet. Maybe it's best to start with a little introduction. And of course, Luca, ladies go first, so it's your your part first. So introduce yourself. Where are you coming from? What are you actually doing? And of course, most importantly, what kind of beverage did you brought to the stream?
Yeah, hello everyone. It's really good to be here. I'm Luca. I'm based in Berlin and I'm the global community lead at Camunda. Over the past years, I've built different community programs, and one of them was the Camunda Champion Program, actually. And I'm super excited to talk more about it today. And of course, I brought something like super German. It's apple juice with sparkling water. I think a lot of Germans love Apfelschorle. I think it's not a thing somewhere else, because when I was in Thailand or in New Zealand, people were always looking at me like I'm a little crazy that I want to drink something like that. But I love it. And it's good to be here.
Yeah, cool. Talking about apple schorle, there are actually some very funny German videos out there where people from Germany, older people, try to order this kind of drink in other countries and struggle finding the correct word for schorle in a foreign language. Can recommend searching for these. Yeah. Thanks, Luca, for being here. And now shifting over to Tails. You are, recently, I think it was May or April, being awarded with the Camunda Champion badge. So tell a bit about yourself.
So my name is Stales, Teos, depending on where I'm, like, who's calling me from, and I'm an engineer in Brazil. I work now currently with software development. I'm more on the business side, more on the process. I'm a process analyst currently, but my background is I don't know the correct name in German or in English. In Brazil, we have a course called production engineering, something between management and industrial engineering. That's my background. And I'm currently studying a master's in software engineering. And I brought with me the most German beer I could find near me. It's a Brazilian beer, but it has a German name, so that's the most German I could get.
It's
Eisenbahn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so
it's
that's
a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. The translation would be train, basically. So the beer is called train. That's funny.
Yeah, it does have a train on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's there. And I've been working with Camunda for the past 2 years, and it's been a challenge and it's been a joy. I learned so much with Camunda, like with you, with the community. It's an amazing community. It's an amazing platform, and it's a pleasure to be here and to be a Camunda champion.
Yeah, glad to hear this. So shifting over to me, I've brought also a drink, of course. And this drink is like a typical Bavarian beer. And apparently you can see my green screen is on because this doesn't work out. Yeah, so it's an Augustiner. It's a lager beer. And some fun fact about the brewery who creates this or who makes this beer. It's actually the oldest established independent brewery in Munich, and it's brewing beer since 1328, so quite some time. And since it's once again very hot in Germany today, at least in my region, not sure how your weather is, Luca, up in Berlin, I'm really much enjoying this very cold beer.
Nice. I'm in the Camunda office today, and here we have aircon. It's actually not something super typical in Germany that you have aircon, but yeah, so I don't really feel the heat, but I know that it's really hot outside.
Yeah. Lucky you. I do feel the heat, and it's terrible. Yeah, cool. So let's kick things off in regards to the champion program, because that's why we met, not to talk about fancy drinks and bad aircon habits in Germany. And of course, first off, it would be important to get some more insights about, why is there actually a champion program? How was this idea created, and how was it born, basically? And what was the process of getting to this kind of established program? And therefore, of course, Luca, you, as the DRI for the whole topic, are the best person to ask. So, how was actually the champion program born, and how did you come up with the idea? Or who did come up with the idea? Was it you?
So I think a lot of people know that at Camunda, we always had a lot of people who have been super active within the community, who contributed a lot. So that was something that was always there, that we had really active contributors, and we are really happy about that. And at some point, we realized that we don't really have a formal way of reaching out to those contributors, and that we don't really have a formal way of giving credit to them. And yes, I guess it wasn't my idea, but obviously the idea was also has been involved, like with a lot of people and a lot of discussions. And yeah, the Camunda Champion Program, it's really a program to give credit to our most dedicated contributors and set them up for success by giving them resources, educating them, giving them insights. And one of the nice things I think about the Camunda Champion Program is really the champion community, because they connect with each other. It's not just about us. We don't just support people or give resources, but they really connect with each other, support each other, and also support others within the community. So that's a really big part of the program, that people who join the program are excited to help others within the community. Like that, we hope we build an even more active and supportive community. But I think the Camunda community, as Talis said already, is super supportive anyway, and that is something that has always been there.
That's pretty cool. So. Talking about a wonderful community and all the champions interacting with each other, how many do we actually got at the moment? I'm not aware of the actual number, which is quite embarrassing for me. I know there should be 3 cohorts, but I'm not sure again how many people are involved.
Yeah, that's correct. We already onboarded 3 cohorts. So the champion program runs for 1 year, so people have their term for 1 year, and they can also renew their status if they contribute, if they continue contributing. And we actually have 26 champions at the moment, so that's really exciting. And when we launched the program, we started off with 14 champions, I think. And now we are 26, so that's really exciting.
That's already quite a lot. So many motivated people, such as you, Thomas, which we are, of course, very happy about. And that's kind of the transition to you. I really like this kind of interviewing. It's making so much fun. So yeah. How did it come that you choose to apply for actually the champion program? What was your motivation behind it?
Uh, the first time I had contact with the Camunda community and the Camunda community members, the moderators, was during Camunda Con 2020, and I was I was really happy because I was really well welcomed. It was like natural, so it felt like, wow, this is like a really great community. And every event I was always there. I was looking forward. Oh, so Camunda Community Summit is next. I'm looking forward to it. So I was always really into the events, because not only the agenda itself, but the conversations that went on, and in parallel, and the chats, you call someone in the private channel and then you start the conversation. It was really natural, it was really fluid. Like, I was really impressed, like how the Camunda community and the Camunda events worked. So I was always there, and I started doing one or two contributions in documentation. That's like, I consume a lot of Camunda documentation, and I started trying to understand a little bit more. And I don't know, it was just natural to be always around Camunda, and I work with it like 24/7, and I'm not kidding. The small orange C from the Camunda modeler, it's always on my computer. So it was just natural, like, to be
Yeah.
always around the Camunda community. And then I saw, and I was always joking around with Mary that you should have a Camunda rookie, not a Camunda champion, because I didn't consider myself like to be like with the level of uh, fundamentals to be a Camunda champion or something like that. But I was always present in the community, and then you guys accepted me, and it was one of the best things that happened to me. As Luca said, the community, the champion community, they really help each other a lot. And the interactions I had with some of those champions, and I can name here, like especially Marcos, he's a great guy, and Asko, he's a great guy. And the the insights that they gave me, it really helped me, and it's helping me. For example, now in my master's thesis, it's really helping me. Like, it's really about connecting and exchanging ideas. Nele also helped me a lot. So that's it. Like, I agree 100% with what Lucas said, and it's an amazing community. That's it. I can't say a different word. It's an amazing community.
Yeah, very, very well described. And you've mentioned like the community jump summit, or no, was it the ComundaCon 2020? You've joined,
2020.
yeah. So it's fun that it was a complete a whole remote setup, and now after those 2 years, you finally make it to ComundaCon 2020, no 2022, where you will be actually in person, right? Um, which is quite a cool transition if you think of this, like getting into the community 2 years ago and then transitioning and returning kind of to the in-person world as a Camunda champion. That's a pretty
Yes,
cool path.
it will be.
Awesome. Are you looking forward to anything in particular about CamundaCon 2022?
Interactions, connecting with people, getting to know people, uh, m- more than just because that's one of the things about the remote culture. Usually, when you ping someone, it's usually because you have some problem, and that's like, usually on the remote culture, people don't ping each other just to have some fun or just have a joke. Uh, and that's something that I'm really looking forward, because I'm always messing with Marcos and Asko and like Maria, and like I'm always messing with them because I miss that. I miss that. The, a case like the serendipity of stuff, of
Hmm.
things. Like you have things happening at random, and there comes a great idea. That's, yeah, I really look forward to meeting people
Yeah.
apart from the Camunda universe.
Yeah, I can fully understand this, and this is for sure true. Of course, meeting people in person after only knowing them from online kind of events is always so interesting because you never can guess the size of a person. And I've had it now multiple times that like you go to events, see like a coworker of yours you worked 2 years together with, and you just see, oh, I imagine this person would have been smaller. um, so it's always my highlight, which is the fun thing about meeting in person. So yeah, no, that's pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, no. Since you've already mentioned like your path to more or less the championship and the champion program, maybe that's also like a good transition to Luca again. I need to point in this direction. About if there's someone who's actually being interested in engaging with our community in yeah, just being a more or a bigger part to our community, what are or what kind of ways do we have there to yeah, to allow people to contribute with us?
Yeah. So in general, our champions, they contribute in many different ways. We always say there's no one size fits all approach because there might be people who really like to contribute code and answer questions on the forum, and then there might be people who really love to organize events and speak in front of a big crowd. But it might be also the case that there are people who really hate being in front of a big crowd and talking. And yeah, this is something that we can fully understand. And we really want to encourage that people do more of the things that they actually love doing instead of like forcing them to do specific things, so that we say, oh yeah, you have to now write 10 blog posts to become part of the champion program, and then you have to contribute code and you have to organize meetups. But yeah, instead of doing that, we really encourage people to do more of what they enjoy doing. And sometimes we also find out with people together, like they would be super interested in doing more of one specific thing, but we didn't know of that, and they didn't know that it's actually possible to, for example, get involved in an event. And then we are like, of course you can get involved in an event. So that's obviously what we try to do, that we support people in doing more of the things that they love doing. Usually our champions, they're different kind of parts where people contribute. So people usually contribute code, or they organize meetups or speak at events. There might be people who create community content, so they might do videos or write blog posts, do Twitch streamings. I know that Marcus and Asko, for
Yeah,
example, they kind of have like a Twitch series, and they yeah, stream on Twitch on a regular basis, which is definitely great. Um, yeah, and definitely, if someone is interested in becoming part of the program, then we always say apply, even though if you're not sure if you are suitable for the program, because it might be that there are opportunities where we can get you involved and support you along the way. And yeah, if people have questions about contributing in general, the developer relations team at Camunda is always really happy to support. Also, when it's about writing a blog post or yeah, supporting on a project. So yeah, we
yeah.
are always there to support, and I think we are always really happy when people reach out and ask for support. And also, there are some people who apply to the champion program and then they have been rejected, which is not like a super bad thing. But then we work with them on becoming more active, and yeah, that was always a really nice process. So yeah, I think people should just go for it and try it out.
That's nicely said. And totally true. And actually, what you already said, but I just wanted to really highlight it once again. The developer relations team at Camunda is really there to also help you if you are really looking forward to engage more and to get as happy as Kyle is right now. Awesome. Yeah. So, talking a bit more about the advantages which with come with being a champion. So, since you have now been a champion for 3-4 months, what's the thing you really like most about it? Is there anything in particular which is really, like you say, wow, being now a champion changes a thing for me even more than previous to this?
Um, in some way, it gave me. It's dangerous to say that, but it gave me a level of confidence that I don't know if I had before. But it's just because I used to really enjoy taking part in Camunda's events and watching the presentations, and I was really into the documentation. It was part of my day to day life, but I was always like as I felt like a smaller piece, and it's really cool that you guys gave me the opportunity to be a Camunda champion, and then of course there is the swag. Of course there is the community, the champion community where you have access to really amazing people. But it was like you gave me a level of confidence to say like, okay, I'm gonna try some newer things, some newer stuff, because like, it was really, that's personal. That's not what's going to happen with everyone, but that was really
Of course.
personal to me.
Mhm.
You gave me a push, and maybe you didn't even know that, but you made something really cool for me, and you gave me a push to try something new, and I'm trying, and it's been like great. Some results are coming and better results to come, and yeah, for me personally was uh, a level of confidence to try new things, because I know that I have the support of an amazing, and I keep saying that word, an amazing community. I have sometimes some trouble, and I know that they are there. Like, it's just cool to have this great team of people like with you all the time. It's really about that for me. But the swag is there, and it feels cool.
Never
It feels
forget the
cool.
swag,
Of
right?
course, yeah. Never
Never.
underestimate it. Yeah. No, that's so well said and so nicely said. Since you've brought up that you have now the feeling of being grown into the community and being also able to try out new things, I'm curious, like, what are like common things you do in order to interact with the community? What are you working on? What are you sharing? Like, do you have any examples in these regards?
Still exploring. Nothing solid yet. Nothing finished. But I've been, especially, and I keep on saying their name. I mean, like, Asko is a superstar for me. Like, Asko is a really, he's a really great guy. And given like Asko's and Marco's interactions, the interaction with them, uh, right now I work mainly with uh, business process requirements and software requirements, and making documentation, and giving the best requirement I can to the devs, so it can be easy for them to consume and do their job. And that's mainly what I do today. And then on the other side, on the other end, there is testing, and you can try to make things work in a way that they are tied together. So by like watching Asko and Marcos interact, and by talking a lot with Marcos and some other guys that are in the community all the time, uh, I started to try to make something that connects the input, the BPMN, and all the possibilities of extracting info from the BPMN to help the tester, and why not automate the test? So, and that only came because of Marcus and Asko. And there are some things, like some prototypes already working, but we're trying to make it more solid. But it's there mainly because of the interaction with really cool people, really smart people. And
Yeah,
yeah, so I didn't do that before, and then by interacting with them, I started doing that. So yeah, that's why I said
that's
like
pretty cool.
it's the community.
Awesome.
Yeah, and maybe also to chime in here, because obviously we have like a champion committee where we always look through all the applications, and obviously we talk about if we feel it's a suitable candidate. And then we have a really diverse group of champions. So as I said, there are some people who are really active in organizing meetups. There are some people who are really active in coding, and so on and so forth. So for us, it's really important that people really know the technology, that they contribute, but also that they are, or that they want to support others within the community. And that's definitely something with Thales that we saw like at every event. He was there from minute one, even probably an hour before that. He really made our events more enjoyable. I think everyone who went to our online CamundaCon knows him, because you cannot get around him. And obviously, Thales has a lot of knowledge about the product and really enjoys supporting other people. So this is definitely why we saw a lot of potential. And as I said, it's a diverse group of people. So some people have been in the community for a really long time. And also with the program, of course, we try to support our champions to become even more active, and also give opportunities to contribute more, to give, engage more. So
Yeah, yeah,
just
totally
maybe
agree.
from my perspective, why we accepted Thales, and how I
Yeah.
see that.
If you allow me, I would like to chime in your chiming in because I was always like joking around. Oh, you should have like a Camunda rookie because I don't feel like it could be like because I
Mhm.
wasn't like a committer. I wasn't really there on the. I would consume a lot of documentation, but I wouldn't even do like PRs for documentation corrections or something, improvements. But I was always there, and that's really cool. As you said, like you're always paying attention to the people. Like I was always there in the events, and if you look at the application, there wasn't a part exactly about events, but you guys knew me from there, and that was really close to my heart because I used to organize a lot of events like in Brazil. So I would always be on the background, like behind
Mhm.
the curtains. So I would love to see like that's why I would always be there and try to help with what I could. And so you're always paying attention, and that's really thoughtful of you, and that's really beautiful of you. You're paying attention to the community, and you're giving opportunities, even if it's not in the correct in the exact in the application. There is not the radio button like click here if you do this. You're paying attention to the people, to your community. That's really beautiful.
Yeah. Usually, Luca does her best to figure things out, what people did, and to do some intelligence very professionally. No, and of course, like Talis, you are also interacting a lot with us. You've helped me in the past few weeks intensively with, for instance, delivering feedback for the Camunda 8 onboarding process. You are partitioning now or participating now. So also for us, you are kind of a great addition to a certain extent. Yeah.
And I see so much potential. Another small piece of information is from my background is that I worked for 4 years and I told you that, Thomas,
Yeah.
like I worked as a governmental employee, and I would be on that like spreadsheet, paper, stamp, sign, spreadsheet, paper, stamp, sign, and that is like we that there should be a way to do this in a smarter way, in a more intelligent way, in a faster way. And then I started working with Camunda 2 years ago, and I was like, that's it. Like, as I told Thomas, like, if I could go back in time and tell Thales from the past, like, hey, try to use these and try to implement these in your organization, you're gonna save so much time. You're gonna thank me so much in the future. And that's it. Like, I think there's so much space for growth and potential, and to help such organizations. So that what makes me really like happy about Camunda is because the open sourceness of Camunda and the way the community works. That's it. Like, you guys had me from day one and from event one because of your approach to it.
And I really liked the story you shared back then with me. It was so great. You really expressed the pain of doing everything like in a manual process, and then how really applying automation can save you real time and pain, and that not only on the paper but also for the one who's working in the system, which is not able to automate his work and is doing kind of those monkey jobs you really want to get rid of. So yeah,
Yes.
that was for sure very, very interesting to hear. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Appreciate your kind words here. Having said so, I also have another question for you, Luca, and that's about the future of the Champion program. Are there any things which you plan to change, which you want to improve over the next month, year, or in a longer period of time?
Something that has been always super important to us with the Champion program is that we see it as a program for our most dedicated community contributors, but we also want that it's shaped by them. So from day one, or even before we actually launched the Camunda Champion program, we ask a small group of people who we already considered being champions for feedback, ask them, is this something you would like to join? Is there any feedback you have? Any rewards you would like to see? So right before we even started or launched the Camunda Champion program, we always gathered feedback from its members. So we really want that it's driven by them. And we now do regular feedback sessions, feedback surveys, and that's actually our favorite approach, that we always get a lot of feedback from people and then we react to it. And there are quite a few things that we wouldn't have as part of the program if people didn't even give the feedback. And also maybe regarding Marcus, because you talked about Marcus before, he, for example, created a champion lounge where our champions can connect with each other. They can join Gather Town, and
Ghetto
then
Town.
people can go there and have a beer together, or just talk. And this wouldn't be there if Marcus wouldn't have created it. So that is always really nice. But something for us, something we have on our radar for the program is definitely, as I said, for us it's really important that our champions are able to support others within the community. And that's definitely a focus for us, to enable our champions even more to support other community members, to create resources for them to do so, and also connect our champions actually with other community members to support them, because we know that a lot of champions are super interested in actually supporting other people within the community. So that's definitely a focus area for us, enabling our champions to support others even better. But then there are definitely quite a lot of things on our list that we got as feedback, and quite a lot of things have been implemented already. So it's definitely always work in progress, and that's actually really cool that
Yeah,
it's always evolving.
yeah, totally. And iterative approaches are the best as usual. And of course, like also the Gather Town meeting for the champions organized by themselves. I was so sad that at that time I was on vacation, so I haven't had a chance to join. I haven't seen it in time, but it sounded very, very epic. If there will be a new edition of that, I'm for sure trying my best to join again. Yeah.
And what's funny is that, just as a parenthesis, currently in my company, that's the place that the devs in my team, they prefer to be and to talk, is exactly in Ghetto Town. Like they have like a Ghetto Town where they're always there, and you can see like if someone is working at a computer, it's like they're private, but they can go to a like common lounge and talk. And like it's funny because they also like the idea of using Ghetto Town. It's an approach, like, and yeah, that's, yeah, I saw it first in Camunda, and then Marcos had the idea for the Camunda Champion. It's a really cool approach to be there, although you're far away, but to be there.
That's true. That's true. And I think for me, the fun thing, and especially those Gather Town thingies, is that you can wander around. You can have smaller groups of people interacting, because when there's like a meeting of 20 or 30 people, you won't speak up that easily, and you have just the freedom to move around and to find your group of people you want to chat to. Yeah. I do have one last question for Luca, and afterwards I'm kind of running out of questions for y'all. So, of course, if you have anything to ask us or to chat afterwards, feel free to bring up other topics as well, which just are interesting for you. But is there any kind of threshold for the champion program? You've mentioned that we basically have 26 champions at the moment. Will there be any kind of upper limit, or is this kind of an open-end situation there?
I think that's something still to define. We didn't decide on that yet, to be honest, because when we launched the program, we didn't even know how many people will apply, how many people will be interested in becoming a champion, how will it go? So the champion program is now running for a little bit more than a year. So this year was definitely really insightful for us to gather feedback, to see what works, to see what maybe doesn't work. And yeah, what is our bandwidth also to support champions? Because obviously we also want to make sure that we are able to nurture our champions, to support them. And obviously in this regard, it would make sense to maybe have like a maximum of champions, but then there are also other things that would speak against that. So it's definitely still part of the process, and we are still considering the pros and cons. But for now, applications are open. The next cohort of champions will start in November this year, and maybe because we didn't talk about like the specific rewards yet that we have as part of the program, as Tal said, we connect our Camunda champions with people at Camunda, also our champions with each other. Now, for the first time, our champions get a free ticket for Camunda.com, because it's the very first time since the program started that it's on site again. And that's why I'm talking about the rewards. We have our Camunda Champion Summit once a year. That's an exclusive event, 3-hour event for our champions, where people get exclusive insights, where they can connect with each other, work with each other. And last year that was a really, really nice event. So this we will have in November once our new cohort started. So yeah, applications are open, and regarding the maximum number of people, I think we still need to give it some thought, but definitely this is also something where we will get feedback from champions and take this into consideration. Because as I said, for us, this is always super valuable to talk to champions, how they feel about these kind of things.
Yeah, no, that's nicely said. I tried to copy the link of the Champions website, but apparently my comment window won't work. So it's actually quite an easy domain name, and you just go to camunda.com, /developers/champions. Somehow it doesn't want to be pasted into the comment section, but who knows what the problem is. For sure it's me. But yeah, apply. As you've heard, we are going to have a new cohort soon.
If possible, can I say something more?
Of
I do
course.
love speaking, and it's like, no, that's when I first entered and I was talking with Jean and Victor, other two Brazilian Camunda champions, two awesome guys. Victor will have the chance to meet him in person in October, I hope. And interacting with them gave me a lot of ideas about like structure and unstructured processes and the artful approach, as my TD supervisor calls it. uh, like that was like boiling in my head because of interaction with these champions, and then I started interacting more with Marcos and Asco, and then more ideas came from. And then recently I was just seeing a discussion happening between Marcos and Nele and Pascal, and then like, oh, something else there. So it's really cool. Like if you have ideas, and if you have like a not quiet mind, like, and you're in the community and you're always around the community, please apply for the Camunda Champion. As I said, like Luca and the whole Camunda Champion community team, like they are really thoughtful, and I'm sure like if you enter, it would be a great addition, and so many ideas are exchanged like with like frequently. So yeah, like please, if you're watching these and you feel like applying, please apply. And if not, like stay in the community and keep working and keep like, because the ideas are there, they're like always
Yeah.
like boiling, they're always bubbling, it's
Yeah.
sparkling.
Yeah, that's true. And even though you might not be a champion yet, you can always also rely on our help of the other
Yes.
champions or of the developer advocates to support you with your ideas. So, for instance, if you say, "Oh, I have this one conference talk I really want to give, but I do need some help from a real Camunda expert to get this done," we are there to collaborate with you. We are always keen helping. Might it be a blog post, a video, whatever you like. We are happy to contribute in any way and make you also successful in what you want to try out and what you want to do.
Yeah, and I think this is something super important what you just said, Thomas, that it's not about that everyone now becomes a champion. And of course, we don't expect everyone in our community to be a Camunda champion. And there are also a lot of people who contribute a lot, who are super active and who are not Camunda champions. But for us, it's really about creating a space where people who want to contribute, who want to support others, that also other community members know, okay, these are people I can reach out to and they might be able to help me. Because yeah, we also know that it's always nice to not only connect to Camunda employees or to the employees of a company, but instead also to connect with other community members and that people can support each other. And that's actually the idea behind the Camunda Champion Program. So of course, not everyone has to be a champion and apply for the champion program, but it's really just an opportunity for people who really are dedicated and want to contribute more and support others. And then also the other way around for people that they can reach out to them and get support.
Yeah, totally agree there. Wonderful. Are there any questions in the audience so far, or has anyone of you two lovely people anything else to share? How's the beer, by the way? Oh, sorry, Luca.
Yeah, I definitely love that Mira said, I've never even heard of that drink, so I guess it's about like the Apfelschorle. But when Mia is here, they can definitely try that. Because I know that Mia is also coming for CamundaCon, same as Thales to Berlin, which is obviously super exciting.
I remember yesterday I had donut with Mia, and we basically talked about that Berlin is not the real German vibe. If you go to Berlin's
True.
always kind of special, and it's so international. It's kind of a melting pot of Germany, having different cultures and from all over the world living in there. But then, in comparison, if you would move to Augsburg, where I live, it would be totally different. Very, very different.
Mia says, I
Yeah.
can't wait. So it will be so fun when we all get together.
Won't be that far away anymore. So that's great.
It's true.
So look, Thales, how is your Eisenbahn beer taste? Or is it good actually?
It is good, but it's not one of my favorite beers. I don't know if it's a German word. I think it is.
It is, yeah.
Bohemia. No, not
Oh.
Eisenbahn. Bohemia.
Yeah.
Is it a German word?
It's the old name of Preußen. So it's
is it okay?
It was a former region of Germany, or maybe I'm mistaken. Apparently, Niall isn't here. He could have told you.
That's one
Niall
of my
is our
favorite
go-to
beers.
person for history and everything related. So next time we can have a history streaming session with Niall,
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
And that's another really cool thing about Niall. Yesterday I was hearing Christina on Twitter. You have people, and Maria, I was really surprised when I was doing a donut with Maria. You have people from so many different backgrounds, and it's really cool. That's why I really want to go and meet you in person. Apart from Camunda, and you find out that person has a world of interests and a very interesting background. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to meeting you and sharing some stories and hearing some stories.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Definitely a great thing about the Camunda community, but also about Camunda itself, that the community is really diverse, but also its employees. And yeah, it's really fun interacting with everyone from all around the world. And since everything now is online, it's even easier to join a meetup in Brazil or to hang out with our international colleagues and community members.
That's true.
And that's exactly how I got into the first Camunda event. It was because it was remote. It was because it was broadcast. So yeah, it was one of the good things about the pandemic. I don't know if it's at least the events went on remote, and I could I could join and take part in the event. It was really cool of you to open the event and broadcast it. So yeah, really cool.
Of course, and if you can't come to Berlin this year, of course, it's a hybrid event, so you still have all the possibility to engage remotely or engage via these online thingies. And I do know that our events team has spent quite some time to evaluate other hybrid events to see what is the best approach to really also make this attractive for the online attendees. So yeah, still it's worth signing up.
Everyone should attend it. Everyone that's watching and who's watching this should attend CamundaCon live on October 5th and 6th. You should. It was going to be great. I'm sure. They all have been. This one won't be different. It will be great. I'm certain.
Sure. Yeah, me too. And I do have just in the meantime, when you have nicely talked, I've checked what Bohemia refers to actually, and I made a mistake because I don't want to overrule anyone. So to sum it up for you, Bohemia was a Czech kingdom, and it's the westmost and largest historical region of the Czech Republic. So it has nothing to do with
Germany.
Nothing to do with Germany. So it's Czech.
Not
Luckily,
that far.
I've looked this up. Yeah, not that far, but I didn't want to rewrite history. That would have turned out bad.
But now you would have known
Definitely.
that.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
but hopefully he doesn't watch the stream. I think he's currently cycling somewhere around the world.
To Copenhagen,
Yeah,
yes.
to Copenhagen, because otherwise I would have received some bad messages on Slack. Yeah. Okay,
But I'm
cool.
looking forward. I'm looking forward to having some time with you guys and get to know you and have a proper German beer with the German name.
Yeah.
And I have to try Zebra. You're always talking about the Zebra
Yeah.
beer. I have to try, and I have to try apple Schule.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Hmm.
We will make that
Schule.
work.
Yeah,
So
we'll have
yeah,
plenty.
We have plenty,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of about the Camunda beer, I'm really missing the escalation ale. This was
Mm.
like when I was interviewing for a position at Camunda. We drank some escalation ales afterwards, and I mean this was the major reason why I've
That was
accepted the
the
beer
reason.
the offer. So and now I haven't had it anymore. So phew, I feel like a bit trapped.
that is a great name. That is a
Yeah,
great
it
name.
is. Awesome. Um, So I think we can sum things up for today. Thank to both of you for being here and for joining this hour of fun together with me. Hopefully, I didn't torture you too much. Yeah,
Thank you
famous
so
last
much for
words.
organizing this, and thank you also for participating, Talos. And we really look forward to seeing you
Yeah,
pretty soon here in Berlin.
Pretty soon. Countdown. I have like those kids like, oh mom, how many sleeps until
Yeah.
the day where I should be at. So I'm counting down how many sleeps I have
awesome.
until. So I'm really looking forward to the event itself, which is always great, to meeting you guys in person and getting to know you more.
Mhm.
To visiting Berlin, which it's an amazing and bubbling city, and that's it. And getting to learn a lot with you guys and bring it back here to Brazil to my group, my team, and yeah, that's it. I'm really looking forward to October.
Awesome.
Really, really looking forward.
All of us too. So that's a great way to end the stream. And before we'll call it done, I have one last little kind of slide for you. So currently we have talked about the champion program in our most recent champion check-in. So that was today all about. In the future, there will be more of these kind of chats with different community members and champions. Also, a little bit more technical. We take a look on some projects they are currently working on and they want to present to our community. And of course, there's still the Writing Center of Excellence coming up with Christina, who was yesterday speaking at the Twitter space from GitLab, I guess. I think it was GitLab, yeah.
Yes, GitLab.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Tavis. And last but not least, we'll also have Mia, who's very active in the chat, coming up to talk about the forum and community hub to have some kind of news radar, something like this. Cool. Thanks for tuning in. And if you are watching the on-demand recording, also happy to reach out if you have any questions. So yeah, see you soon. Maybe already next week. Bye.